Hello, everybody. Welcome back again for the last closing session for the conference. I hope you had a good time and had some fun, and that it was an enlightening experience for everybody. Let me share with you some of the last comments and some of the observations, some statistics, and some messages from our CAD sister organizations as well. Let me start by sharing the screen. It was really a pleasure having you all. It was a very interesting and enlightening couple of days with a lot of inspiring talks and workshops and keynote speeches. Very enriching, very enlightening, and we thank you all for your contributions. This is our agenda for this session. We'll first present some quick reporting on what happened in ASCAAD. That's why we're a bit late. Sorry for that, but we had to get some last-minute data from the events and the conference, some statistics. And then we'll go through some messages from our CAD sister organizations. As you know, ASCAAD is one of 5 sister organizations, plus the global CAD Futures. As you know, in the CAD community, every sister organization holds a conference plus some other auxiliary events, either annually or biannually. So we'll get some announcements from most of the organizations in terms of the upcoming conferences this year or next year. And then we'll go into the awards for best papers and best presentations. We have 3 awards for each, and they are based on the papers are based on the reviewing committee scoring and ranking and comments. And the best presentations, as you know, are based on your own voting that you conducted in these sessions. And then we'll have some final remarks and thank yous. Of course, as we have seen, we have witnessed very, very inspiring keynote speeches and from some brilliant minds and designers and intelligent keynote speakers. First of all, of course, we had in the first day Christian Derricks with his very inspiring talk and a lot to think about in terms of AI-based spatial planning and architecture without architects and urban planning without planners and computational design, as he called it, from origin to urban computing. Very enlightening talk, and we'd like to thank him very much for doing that, and thank you for the moderator, Dr. Zaki Malasi, as well, for an excellent moderation. Second, we had, of course, Professor Dennis Sheldon, Director of the Center for Architecture, Science and Ecology. Again, another very, very inspiring talk about what can we learn from tech, building industry and technology-driven disruption. We'd like to thank him again. A very inspiring talk, opens up a lot of issues to think about when it comes to the relation between the future of the industry and how it goes to more of a human experience, more of extending the horizons beyond the norm and the status quo. Also, as we have seen today, a very, very interesting talk by Professor Hana Dahi, Vernacular Architecture of the Digital Age, and I'm sure it triggered the debate. It was very interesting, the relationship between the computing and technology and the vernacular and the authentic, and how that can be improved and enhanced with further technologies. And last, which we had just left like half an hour ago, a very inspiring talk, of course, by the principal of Zahrid Architects, Patrick Schumacher, and a lot about the tectonism and parametricism relation, and how this tectonist approach is also triggering a wider debate in the CAD community. Of course, we have seen a lot of interesting sessions going into a lot of details and a lot of interesting ideas, very complex ideas about modeling and spatial modeling, AI, and architectonics and technology integration. But it all comes down again to, a lot of focus, a lot of discussions. And as you can see, Thomas here, he's trying to reach out to explain some of the physical aspects. We're all, of course, missing the physical aspect, and it shows a lot. And again, it's all about the fun, all about enjoying the company, in a way, the virtual company that we are trying to have together in these circumstances. And we still had some fun also in the spatial chat of yesterday. People listened to music, mingled around, and I hope they had some entertaining time yesterday night. And of course, with our brilliant student work, I hope everybody had the chance to go through the galleries and inspect a lot of the material and look at the student work from our undergrads and graduate students who have gone to very interesting places around the world and have brought that experience back to AUC as well, and are enriching the educational experience as well. I hope everybody also had the chance to go through the other kind of interesting areas around campus, literally speaking. The AUC virtual tour, it's available there. If you still haven't sort of gone to campus, then you can still visit the website and go to the AUC virtual tour, walk around and look at the auditorium where we are virtually actually hosting the event, and maybe have a few glimpses from the AUC campus and look at our interesting, again, galleries. These are still available. You can still have a walk over there. Now to some of the statistics that coming out of the conference. As you know, as in similar other conferences as well, this is it was a two-tiered process of review. So we had at the very beginning a process of abstract submissions, a 500-word abstract submission, and then we went through another sort of full paper review. And the very initial number of abstracts that we had received was around 151 abstracts. From there and through this two-tiered process, we reached at the end a number of 58 papers, and very high quality papers with a lot of rigor and attention to detail, and a lot of very interesting and highly interesting topics in the field of computer-aided architecture design. We have a lot of diversity as well in terms of the number of countries participating. They are 18, but they are all around the world. We have from the Middle East, we have from Europe, a lot of countries as well, from Asia, from North America, from Latin America, from Australia. So it's all around and worldwide contributions, and we thank everybody for this. We are really inspired by this diversity, which we also cherish very much. It was also evident in our moderators as well, who represented countries from around the CAD regional organizations, and we thank all the presidents of the organizations and the moderators for their very, very inspiring work and their exemplary moderation of those sessions. We had a lot of diversity, we had a lot of interesting discussions and feedback and cross-cultural kind of dialogue in the sessions, I'm sure of that. The number, of course, the accepted papers are 58, but we have a lot of authors. So we have 130 authors representing also these 18 countries. And we were privileged to have a very large number of reviewing committees throughout the review process, around 68 reviewers from all around the world as well, representing all the CAD organizations. Of course, as you can see, Egypt has the larger number. I mean, that's a bit evident, but you know, that's the nature of things. The host gets kind of the larger number, around 23 of those 58. But we also have a very good representation from Turkey and Iran as being, of course, in the region of the Middle East. And then we have a lot of very interesting representation in breadth in other countries. In terms of our registrations, we have, of course, those 58 corresponding author registrations. We have a number of 34 registrations for from our co-authors, and 28 public and non-author registrations, and they all count up to 127 registrations in total. These are some of the statistics coming out of our platform, showing some of the basic data about the number of attendees, the engagement in the attendees, and the interactions and the messages, and so on, and the peak times as well of interaction. It was interesting that kind of noon at yesterday was kind of the peak time of all of this happening. So that's interesting to know that people were engaged at the very start of the conference. Not to say that they lost interest, I hope, but it was a very interesting kind of pattern in terms of the interaction and engagement that was happening throughout the conference. Now, as we said, there are 5 CAD organizations, as you know. ASCAAD representing North America, SIGRADI representing Latin America, ASCAAD representing CAD in Europe, and ASCAAD, of course, and CADRIA representing Asia, and the Global CAD Futures Organization, which holds its conferences biannually, not annually, because it represents the kind of global nature of the CAD dialogue around the world. We're going to go through some of the messages that thankfully, to our presidents of the CAD sister organizations who have sent us some announcements and messages about their upcoming conferences and events. This order is not by any sort of bias, it's just by the time frame, the year schedule of the conferences, and hopefully you can have the chance to look at the possible dates of engaging in publications, sending some of your ongoing work in progress to some of these conferences. Some of them are a bit tight, and some are spread throughout the year, so you can work on more development of your ideas and submit to those conferences. First of all, we're, as mentioned here, of course, the ASCAAD 2022 version is still yet to come, but we will be announcing it very soon. ASCAAD 2021 has still not announced its its 2021 conference. The 2020, of course, was a very highly interesting conferences, very dynamic and interactive. They are yet to announce also their 2021 version. And we'll go through the first series of conferences, CADRIA 2021. As you can see, the date is actually the 29th of March, a bit tight. It's just 3 weeks away. So obviously nobody will have the chance to kind of submit, but it's a chance to maybe register and attend some of the interesting papers and discussions. Of course, as you realize, last year CADRIA was the sort of pioneer in terms of the virtual conference scenario, because it was set to start at that point of time where this was the kind of the first outbreak duration of COVID. And so they were really pioneering in terms of carrying this digital virtual conference platform ideas and scenarios. And they had very, very nice, interesting ideas throughout the 3 days of their conference, and virtual tours, and also in high engagement in terms of the audience and participants in general. The theme of the conference is projections, and we'll hear that from the host of the conference. Is going to be still held virtually from Hong Kong, from the Chinese University of Hong Kong. This is going to be the 26th International Conference of CADRIA, from the 29th of March to the 1st of April. And we're going to hear a message, a video, recorded message from Professor Christoph Krolla, the host of CADRIA 2021.
Hi, everybody. My name is Christoph Krolla. I'm an associate professor at the University of Hong Kong, and I'm here to present to you the CADRIA 21 conference projections, which will take place in Hong Kong from the 29th of March to the 1st of April later this year. Now, we would have, of course, loved to bring you to our city in person, but like all the conferences nowadays, we'll be forced to go fully online. The theme of our conference is titled Projections, and the aim of it is to focus on the implementation of the work that is coming out of our field, asking one another to reflect upon the different ways in which innovation will impact the future of our industry. With my team here in Hong Kong, we've set up quite an amazing agenda for you. So the schedule of the conference will consist of 4 keynote speakers, 5 roundtable discussions, 3 virtual tours, workshops, a postgraduate student consortium, and a virtual project exhibition. We'll kick off everything with a very Chinese opening ceremony where we'll have a dragon lion dance. Then after that, the whole program will start. The core element of the conference is, of course, the peer-reviewed conference papers, of which around 150 papers will be presented, coming from places all across the world. We have 4 keynotes in place, the first one being by Liam Young from SciArc, who will give us a talk titled Worlds Less Traveled. Second, we'll have Ben van Berkel from UN Studios talking about the work that he's been doing with UN Sense under the title Leveling Up Our Design Methodologies. Then we'll have Cristiano Ciccato, director at Zaha Hadid Architects, with the title Planetary Reticulum, Considerations for Global Multimodal Connectivity in the Post-COVID Era. And the final keynote is by Carlo Ratti from MIT, who will talk about sensible cities. In addition to that, we'll have 5 roundtable discussions. The first one, which will be chaired by Jill Redsin from the Bartlett, under the title Projections on Automation and Architecture. And for this, he'll be accompanied by Marina Otero Verzier from the New Institute, Deborah Lopez and Hadin Cherbal from Parade Office, and Jella Faringa from Ictual. The second roundtable will be by David Urban from Pratt, under the title Innovation Reorigination, with Ensemble Studios present, Laura Hardy from Ibuku, Philip Yuan from Tongjian Arc Union, and Jing Liu from Soil as well. Then we'll have Ramon van der Heyden from Arab talking about the future practice of challenges and opportunities of technology integration in building engineering, together with the digital leads from Bureau Happold and Emilio Premarini, ASCAAD, Susan Knorr, and ICOM Thompson Lai, all practitioners in the engineering field from within the Hong Kong region. Then we'll have Diego Pinochet from MIT chairing a session titled From Lab to Site, Promises of Disruptive Technology Implementation in AEC, together with Stefano Parascio from Princeton, Skylar Tibbetts from MIT, Kevin Tsai from AUR, and Victor Wang from the ETH. The 5th roundtable is still under discussion, but will be themed around urbanism. In addition to all of these, we'll also have virtual tours during the lunch break. The first one, which will introduce people to the architecture that we have on Hong Kong Island. So here you see a view of our skyline, and we'll take you deep into the central web, covering projects like, for example, Taikun, a recently completed Herzog and de Meuron project here. The second tour will take you around the West Kowloon Cultural District, where a lot of new construction is happening lately. For example, the M Plus Museum here by Herzog and de Meuron, which is completing very soon. Other already completed projects include the West Kowloon Station by IDIS, very dramatic space that you can see here, and many more. And then the final tour will take you into the Hong Kong urbanism itself, where we'll go deep into the web of the highly, highly dense fabric that we have here across Hong Kong. We'll try to find ways into some of these housing projects, some micro flats that you have available. So this will be a deep dive into the culture of what it means to live in this city. So as mentioned, the conference will take place from the 29th of March to the 1st of April, right before the Easter break, and will be preceded by pre-conference workshops. For those workshops, we may still be able to squeeze in some new proposals, so if you have ideas to teach one, please let us know. And project submissions can still be made until the 7th of March if you want to partake in the project exhibition. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing many of you a few weeks from now in the Cadre 2021 conference projections here in Hong Kong. See you then. Bye.
Of course, we'd like to thank Christoph Krolle for sharing this with us, and also special thanks to Christian Herr, President of Cadre, for also sharing this and other insights, and for also giving us the opportunity to have a lot of very, very insightful and meet a lot of insightful moderators from representing Cadre in our sessions. Now, next, more into the summer, a bit more into July, where CAD Futures 2021 will be held. Now, that's a bit of a tight deadline for everybody to make it, March 15th for full papers. So I guess, well, you know, it's just 10 days away. You might want to work on something really quick, but it's a full paper. The scenario with CAD Futures, which is held biannually, the last conference was in 2019 in Korea. The scenario here is that it works with just a full paper phase, no abstract phase and then full paper. It's just a full paper directly, and this is the deadline for submission if anybody has the energy and time to make it. And these are the conference dates. It's from the 16th to 18th of July, and hosted by the University of Southern California. And the submissions of papers is in the 15th of March. It's a final extension. We're just going to hear a brief message from President of CAD Futures, Tom Kvan.
In the past year, the world has moved online in design and teaching. The digital and online world that has been our research for decades has now become the norm. Our futures have become the present, and you have all contributed to making it possible. My name is Tom Kvan. I'm chair of CAD Futures. Founded in 1985 to promote a community of research and development in the computational support of design in the built environment, CAD Futures has run biannual conferences around the world that serve to highlight the advances in our knowledge and understanding of CAD. Selected papers in our conferences are published in a series by Springer Verlag, a leading scientific publisher, and are hosted in libraries around the world. CAD research has developed considerably since CAD Futures was founded. Many more scholars are now contributing to the wealth of knowledge that is the foundation for the development of commercial applications. We apply ourselves to exploring underlying issues and user expectations, and discuss and publish our results and encourage their adoption. Research communities have been fundamental to the progress in the successful use of computational capabilities to support design and build better built environments. Each of our small parts makes a contribution. I'm very pleased that you are here today to contribute, discuss, challenge, and interact. I'm sorry that I am not able to be present and to join you. Our next CAD Futures conference will be held in 2021, and you'll hear shortly from Professor David Gerber in Los Angeles about the conference. It's been carefully developed to be an engaging experience, rich with content and opportunities to learn, as well as to contribute. Please consider attending wherever you will be. On behalf of CAD Futures, I wish you all well and best wishes for a great conference. We hope to see you in Los Angeles.
Again, thanks to Professor Tom Kvan for this message, and also thanks to Professor Gabriella Celani for sharing this with us. And of course, it might be a very good opportunity to again participate and attend and submit if you have the time in this virtual conference in the summer in July. Now for ASCAAD, the European leading CAD organization, this year's conference will be held in Serbia. Unfortunately, the abstract submission has been in the 15th of January. It has passed, and the full paper submission is on the 1st of April. The conference itself will be held on the 8th to the 10th of September this year in Serbia. Now, also with a message from the professor, the host of ASCAAD 2021, Vesna Stojkovic.
Hello everybody, my name is Vesna Stojakovic and I will shortly present next ASCAAD conference, which will be held in Novi Sad, entitled Towards a New Configurable Architecture. I will introduce place shortly, and I hope I can show you that you can have a very good time if you come to visit us at the conference next year. Serbia is located in the middle of the Balkans. If you never visited the area, you should know that it is known as one of the most exciting new tourist destinations in Europe. So since I was not sure what the visitors from other countries would like to know about Serbia, I googled the frequently asked questions, and this is what comes up. I estimated that you might also be asking yourself the same question, so I will help you get the answers. Is Serbia worth visiting? Well, Google says that what makes it truly worth visiting is the fact that it is still unexplored and unknown by tourists, so you can enjoy it without huge crowds. Is Serbia dangerous for tourists? Is exactly the opposite is true. Serbia is very safe. The number on the list of the safest countries is 31. Is Serbia expensive for tourists? Again, exactly the opposite. According to Budget Your Trip website, you would need only around 100 a week to go in Serbia, while in France, for the same arrangement, you would need more than 1,000 of euros, more than 700 in Germany, 500 in Czech, etc. What is Serbia most known for? Well, you may recognize some of these terms listed, but the ones that are not listed but definitely worth mentioning are that Serbia is very famous for its wonderful nature, for a variety of cultures and wealth of its heritage, for having fun and the nightclubs and festivals, enjoying the local rich cuisine. Conference will be organized in Novi Sad. It is located in northern part of the Serbia. It is the second largest city. It has around 400,000 citizens. It is located on the Danube River, so it has a wonderful weather and a beautiful beach, which you can enjoy if you come to visit us. It will be organized by University of Novi Sad Faculty of Technical Sciences, which is the largest faculty in Serbia. And the conference will be organized by Research Group Digital Design Center, committed to study and develop digital technologies in architecture within the Department of Architecture. Thank you for your attention, and I hope that pandemic will be over soon and that we can all meet in person next year in Novi Sad.
As you can see, the more we get into the fall, people are more hopeful, and this is a physically face-to-face conference, so it's a great opportunity to meet again all of the CAD community in Novi Sad. Thanks again to Vesna Stojkovic, and also thanks to Birgul Kulachoglu for sharing this presentation with us. Now to Sigradi. Sigradi 2021 is an interesting concept, and they call it the Ubiquitous Conference. And the deadline, here you have a bit more time actually to submit your abstracts, March 29th. So just 3 weeks away, just an abstract. So I guess that's feasible. And the submission of final papers is on September the 13th. And the actual conference is November 8th to the 12th. And we have this very interesting video from Federico Braida and Paula Gomez explaining the logistics of the conference, and they will tell us more about what a Ubiquitous Conference is.
Hello, my name is Federico Braida.
And I'm Paula Gomez.
We are members of the Ibero-American Society of Digital Graphics. We are the chairs of the Sigradi 2021 Design Possibilities Conference. We are honored to present the next Sigradi conference.
This year, the conference is being organized by the International Executive Committee and Advisory Committee of Sigradi. It will take place the week of November 8th. And it will be online and ubiquitous, meaning that we will host some of the events in person, when possible, at a few universities that are part of the Sigradi network.
Design Possibilities is a call about the possible futures, the latent space of all timelines.
It moves us toward creativity and innovation, placing ourselves between certainty and impossible. Projections. What are the opportunities that emerge from the new scenario?
In fact, what's the role of design, architecture, and art in shaping the possible futures?
Definitions. What are the parameters that will help define our next reality?
Sigradi 2021 Ubiquitous Conference, a synchronic materialization of events in multiple spaces.
We invite you to project decisions and their potential impact on our next reality, exploring possible scenarios on alternative timelines.
Submit your 500-word abstracts in English, Spanish, or Portuguese by March 29th at the Open Conference platform.
For more information, please visit our website. The tracks are latent possibilities in design, predictions and projections, ubiquitous learning, local culture, design languages and implementation, interactions and creative collaborations, intelligent practice and processes, and design and nature.
The conference will feature keynote speakers, workshops, article presentations, and more.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you this November.
Esperamos por vocês.
Los esperamos.
Again, thank you very much, Federico Braida and Paula Gomez, who are co-hosting this conference. And thanks a lot also to David Sperling, President of Sigradi, for sharing this with us. Now, as you know, also, the CAD organizations is not only about conferences. There are auxiliary events that happen annually, including regional workshops and other venues. Now, this initiative that was launched by Birgül Kolacoglu from ASCAAD, president of ASCAAD last year, this initiative to hold a first World CAD PhD workshop. Some of the CAD organizations regionally hold their own PhD workshops, including Sigradi, Kadria, and ASCAAD. The idea here was to look at this in a kind of a different way, and this is sort of one of the silver linings of the COVID scenario, where there could be an interesting opportunity to kind of mix efforts and combine between the different organizations, cross-continent workshop that would look at PhD studies and have a panel of experts representing the 5 organizations, and also PhD students in different years of their study, working currently in progress, so that they can get feedback on their PhD work. And this first PhD workshop was held in December 2020, and it was a very successful event. It was hosted by Istanbul Technical University. And as you can see, there was a lot of interesting sessions, generative design and digital tools, special topics in computational design research, and material and fabrication studies in computational design. There were 15 students overall representing all 5 organizations, and they got a lot of feedback and insights from an expert panel also representing the 5 organizations. Now, the second version of this is so that it becomes a sort of a sustainable effort. The second World CAD PhD workshop will be hosted online by the Federal University of Juiz de Fora, by the Faculty of Architecture and Urbanism. And it's going to be also in December, 6th to the 8th of December 2021. And here is also a brief message from David Sperling, President of Sigradi, who is hosting this event this time. So ASCAAD started it last year, and Sigradi is the second in line. And then every year, one of the CAD organizations would be hosting this interesting event. So here it is to David.
In 2020, the CAD sibling societies started a joint action, the organization of the World PhD Workshop. Its goal is to allow the knowledge exchange between doctoral students and between them and experienced researchers from our societies. Additionally, it is an excellent opportunity to bring our communities and their different cultures closer together. Each year, one of our societies heads the organization. After ASCAAD's last year, now it's SIGRAD's turn.
The World CAD PhD Workshop provides a platform for knowledge exchange and collaboration in the service of the global CAD community. The aim of the World CAD PhD Workshop is to introduce junior PhD researchers to the research culture of the different schools of the global CAD community. The workshop offers students the opportunity to receive constructive feedback for leading researchers and scholars in the CAD community and provides students with the opportunity to position their research in the global CAD arena.
The 2021 World CAD Workshop edition will be virtually held by the Faculty of Architecture and Urbanism at the Federal University of Juiz de Fora, Brazil. The event will take place between the 6th and the 8th of December, and the call for submissions will be open soon. For more information, visit our website. We are looking forward to receiving your work.
So thanks again very much to David Sperling and Rodrigo Martin Iglesias and Fernando Lima for sharing these insights with us. We really encourage all PhD students in attending with us in this conference, whether in ASCAAD or in representing other organizations, to really hop onto this opportunity. I think it will be very beneficial for their work during the PhD, where you kind of need the most support and different kind of flavor and sometimes cross-cultural feedback and across domains. So this is a very exciting opportunity. Now to another very important aspect, the awards. Okay, and I will allow me to share this with Professor Sima Alacham. And she will be presenting the Best Paper Awards and Best Presentation Awards.
Thank you, Sherif. Hello, everyone. It becomes a challenging task decisions to select the best among the best. However, it is always delightful to announce the awards. So it's a great pleasure for me to introduce the awards. There will be 3 Best Paper Awards coming. So maybe we can continue with the first one. All of them will share the same place, the first place. I would like to congratulate Mohammed Albasi and Mustafa Wali for their great paper titled Applying Machine Learning to Enhance the Implementation of Egyptian Fire and Life Safety Code in Mega Projects. And of course, it would be even better to congratulate this event face-to-face, but now the second Best Paper Award comes. Congratulations, Maha El-Geveli, Wafa Nadim, Mustafa Talat, Ahmet El-Kaset, Muhammed Yehya, and Slim Abdenahar for their great paper titled Immersive VR Environment for Construction Detailing Education Beam Approach. So now the third, but sharing the same place, Best Paper Award is coming. I would like to congratulate Paula Gomez, Kateri Hadi, Matthew Swartz, Olga Kemenova, and Marcelo Bernal for their paper titled Spatio-Temporal Modeling, Spread of COVID-19 in Educational Settings, the Role of Architecture in Pandemic. Now we concluded the Best Paper Awards. The Best Presentation Awards will be following. So thank you for your voting and participation in the selection of the Best Presentation Awards. Now there will be 3 Best Presentation Awards. The first one is coming to Servin Eşagi, Sefer Afşar, and Güzem Varinoğlu with their presentation titled The Sericum Via, a serious game for presenting tangible and intangible heritage of Iran. Congratulations. And now the other best presentation which has been selected with your votes is displayed. I would like to congratulate Ahmet Mare and Ahmet Barakat for their presentation titled The Customized Habitat and Exploration of Personality Induced Mass Customization Through Shape Grammars. And now the final Best Presentation Award is coming. Again, I would like to second time congratulate Paula Gomez and her colleagues, Kateri Hadi, Matthew Swartz, Olga Kemenova, and Marcelo Bernal for their great presentation. You know the title, so I'd like to thank all the voters and also all the people who have contributed in the making ASCAAD 2021 possible. And thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sima, for sharing this with us. Of course, as you know, as we said before, the Best Paper Award is based on the reviewer scores, and we have multiple reviews for each paper. So we have almost an average of 2 to 3 reviews per paper. So this was based on that. And as you know, the presentations were based on the voting. So, and I think also just looking at the titles that it encompasses a lot of breadth in terms of the topics that relate to the theme of the conference, from AI to virtual reality to spatiotemporal modeling to digital heritage and architectonics and shape grammar. So there is an interesting representation of these themes and the awards. Congratulations to all the awardees and your very, very nice work and interesting ideas. And I think it has really highly enriched the conference. Now for final remarks, again, I would like to thank the conference committee who has been working throughout the last year, Dr. Tamer Khouli, assistant professor at AUC, Dr. Zaki Malassi, and Dr. Ammar Ben Naji, who have really been working throughout the last year into making this event happen. Without their efforts, we really would have been nowhere. So really, I'm extending all my thanks and gratitude to their collaboration, and I really cherish it personally. It's been it looks like a lifetime journey. This year has been a lot of work together, and a lot of interesting ideas have come out from this collaboration. And I would really like to thank them personally on this great effort and very interesting ideas. And hopefully also ASCAAD will benefit from this partnership and collaboration in future venues and events. Also, I would like to thank the ASCAAD Board of Directors for all their efforts throughout. We have been going through a transition. We have started in the middle of, towards the August, September 2020, starting this new effort with the new board of directors. I would like to really thank especially Dr. Huda Salman, Vice President of ASCAAD, and Dr. Sima Alacham, who was just with us now, and Dr. Mustafa Al-Aini and Dr. Samar Alam for their dedication and commitment and their tireless efforts in also making this conference a successful event. So really thank you personally also for your great efforts throughout this period, through such a very short period, starting from September. They were really on board and on track and supporting in every means possible to make this a very successful event. So thank you very much. Lastly, of course, I would like to thank, besides the AUC team, of course, the administration, AUC Provost Ehab Abdurrahman, Associate Provost Ala Ad-Din Idris, who were really supportive into providing us with whatever means to make this event possible and successful, despite all of these challenging circumstances. We had high hopes at the beginning to have a face-to-face conference, but they were also supportive in providing the necessary digital platform and transformation. And I would really like to thank also the whole Department of Architecture and Architecture community here at AUC, who have really stood beside us and behind us all the way, starting from Professor Ahmed Sharif, who had initiated this process at the very beginning, and succeeded by Professor Basil Kamel, and continuing this effort and providing all the means necessary and support, and all my architecture faculty colleagues and students and alumni who have really contributed and participated in this. And really special thanks to what they call them, the unknown soldiers behind all of this, the actual team who are working around the clock to provide us with the necessary support. I'd like to thank Justina Galal, Omar Rizq, Ali Ibrahim, Fatma Farag, and Hassan Mahmoud for their amazing effort in attention to detail and providing logistics and all the support, technical support, also in terms of galleries for the students, in terms of providing all the necessary material. They are behind the scenes, really. They are doing most of the job behind the scenes. Of course, very much special thanks to our digital transformation team at AUC here and all the support they have been providing, not only in these 3 days. It has been a year effort, actually, to kind of transition to this platform and to work on all details related to it. I know there were technical problems and issues. We all face them. It's the fact of life right now. But we tried all our best to provide the sort of a disruptive platform in a way that kind of caters to the human experience somehow, a bit of a flavor. I also would like to thank again Justina and Omar specifically for working on the 360 virtual tours and for the video galleries and for all their support in many other areas. And the digital transformation team supervised by Professor Ala Idris and Ayman Abdul Latif, the head of the transformation team, and the team members Donia Haggag, Nader Sidhom, and Samah Youssef, who were supportive since the beginning in the transition to the platform and providing the necessary logistics. And then our heroes during the 3 days and before that, of course, in providing the necessary support, Amr Maghrabi and Nisreen and Marco. Thank you very, very much for all this support that you have given us. I know they have not been sleeping for many, many days right now, and they are on to other events in the coming I think tomorrow they're starting another event on their own. They work around the clock nonstop. So thank you very much. We have been burdening them a lot with lots of tasks. They are receiving multiple communications through Eventus, Zoom, WhatsApp, phone calls, and they are really working all they can do. And it was an amazing effort by all of them. Thank you very much. And again, special thanks to our sponsors who have been really gracious and generous in their contribution and commitment since day one. Kemet Corporation, Mr. Tawfiq Rashidi, Mr. Omar Madkour, and CAD Masters, Mr. Tahir Saeed. Thank you very, very much for this amazing support, and we hope to continue with other venues in the future. And with that, I would like to again thank the ASCAAD Board of Directors for all their efforts, and hopefully this will be a journey for a step ahead and moving further with ASCAAD efforts in the future, hoping to be offering regular annual conferences and other auxiliary events as well, regional workshops, and contributing with the CAD community at large worldwide in collaborations with our colleagues and peers in offering any kind of support, and in as well all of the interesting venues that we have seen in this presentation throughout. A lot is going on. The COVID-19 scenario has actually given us an opportunity. It has made things, we have become closer in a way. That's one of these silver linings. So I really hope that this becomes a new kind of step ahead for the whole CAD community, and for the 5 or 6 CAD organizations to work together closely and to collaborate even much more, and work in a more even interdisciplinary manner with other disciplines as well. Why not? So again, thank you very much for the board, and hoping to continue these efforts. Our 2022 version is coming soon. You don't have to wait a lot. We're going to announce it soon, and looking forward that all of you would actually actively contribute and share all of these ideas and upcoming conferences and events with whoever is interested in the CAD community. As you can see, the CAD community is growing, and there are a lot of interesting intersections, and I hope that throughout the conference that you have seen a lot of interesting opportunities for collaboration among yourselves and with other peers, and that this might contribute to furthering your own work, and with extending the network and being exposed to new ideas, that you would extend these collaborations and work in the future. Now virtually everything is possible, and you can share a lot of these ideas together. And I would really encourage you to take the opportunity from this platform and from the networking that has been done to further communicate offline after the conference into common and shared projects and ideas that would become the seed of something very unique in the future. Again, thank you all very much. Authors, moderators, keynote speakers, sponsors, all our registered participants and audience. Thank you very much for making this a success, and we would like to thank you from the bottom of our heart for your dedication and commitment throughout, and hope to see you very soon, hopefully face-to-face. All of these nice faces we have seen in either in the Zoom or in Eventus or in the spatial chat. We would really like to see you face-to-face very, very soon. Thank you, shukran in Arabic, and goodbye, tashabakum salam. Thank you very much.